sunk an enemy destroyer.
Hey team, this is Rip here. You guys are doing fantastic today. Got a fun video with the Druid, and it's really just funny because normally I wouldn't include this, but it was an interesting game because as lately we've been talking about people talking in chat, and you know what? The best thing to do is either one, I just blacklist people that talk really negatively and bad towards you, and then two, just the best revenge is just success, right? And I've always said that. So you know, you're going to see this battle on the Druid, one of my favorite destroyers, by the way. You're going to see it just do a great comeback. And it's because why? We didn't care what other people said. We just literally went out there, served other team members, did our best, and never give up. And that's, you know, the philosophy I do in business and life in the military as well. But as always, before we begin, like, subscribe, bell button below. Appreciate all the supporters of the channel. If you see value what we're doing in here today, leave a comment, leave a like, share, whatever you'd like to do. And just thanks for stopping by. If you do it, don't do any of those things. We're just grateful you're here. Watching, supporting the channel, making it grow, and having a blast learning stuff at the same time while making friends. So let's get right to it. So Druid, one of my favorite tier 10 destroyers. It's basically on kind of the hull of the Daring, but with just basically two sets of powerful guns, and they just fire AP only. And I've built it for more of a survivability build. And we've got the Commander Cunningham on here, so if you get 2 kills, you get extra consumables, which comes in to play at the very end of the game where you start seeing I need that extra health. But you can see really the bread and butter of this thing is 127mm guns, very fast shells, very good ricochet angles, and very, very devastating AP. You can also build this on the Daring, by the way. The maximum damage you can see is 2,365. You can actually build it to have it on the Daring. The only difference is the Daring has less ricocheting angles than the Druid does. So you have to, the enemy, if you're the enemy going against a Druid, you have to angle even more, I believe past 76 degrees, somewhere around there, where the shells don't do as much damage. But again, they still do damage. You can see I also have long range build here, so I'm reaching out and touching people. Hindenburg out here up to 14 kilometers, and I want people to shoot at me. I'm literally trying to get people to fire at me, get them going, get them revealed, and then you can see I'm also taking damage. I'm sorry, dealing damage as well. As you can see, I'm actually putting this little this new mod down here where you can see the damage done to ships, because I actually want to know if I get Confederate or not, because it comes into play when you're getting Confederate on certain commanders. It gives you better reloads, especially in Halsey. If you get a Confederate, you get a better reload, which comes into play when you're playing ships like Sherman or Hull, USS Hull. A lot of firepower dealt with that way. And I was just kind of tracking this. If you get basically 6 ships of damage above, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, 20%, something like that. I think that's where you activate the Confederate skill. All right, or achievement. All right, so let's get to it. So what am I doing here as a destroyer? Now, there's a submarine at Alpha, and then we're also talking about tactics here as a good destroyer player if you want to get better at it. This is what I've learned. I see a destroyer at Alpha. He outspots me, obviously. He can go underwater at will, and if I fire at him like I just did there, he perma-spots me, which I have no defense against him. Now, what this provides him or his team is, look, you see exclamation point going off there. People are firing at me. Why? Because I am free spotted right now, and I have no idea where this guy is. I have no weapons against him other than shooting my guns at, but he's underwater, so my guns are rendered useless. And my depth charges, I have to be literally on top of him. So the submarine, like I said, is the worst system to be putting in the game. Great system if you're in a war and you want to basically tip the tides in your favor, but for a game like this, it's essentially a automatic broken OP ship because there's no defense I can do against him. And look, he can fire homing torpedoes at me. He could literally fire his ping at will. He can do unlimited pings, and I've already done videos about the rants about this, but look, you can see right here the gameplay of a submarine where there is no gameplay. It's literally one-sided for him. All I can rely on are people on my team depth charging him if they see or have the brain capacity to think about depth charging a submarine, because remember, they're also being shot at. They're also shooting surface ships, as opposed to this whole one-sided game of underwater ship warfare, whatever you want to call it, basically ASW. And I think it just, look, he can ping me right there. I think it's a detriment to the game. All I can do is fire at him. Yay, he surfaced, and this is all I can do, and then he goes undetected again. I'm firing at him. Nothing is really happening. They didn't register. He went underwater. Now he can free ping me at will and perma-spot me there. He's pinging again. Even if I damage con and break the homing torpedo, he could ping me again. Very one-sided. But you know what? In order to count, I don't complain too much in the game. I just say, you know what? Let me figure out how to mitigate this and figure out how to win it in my favor. So we're going to abandon Alpha right now for now. Notice my battleships in the back. Again, great battleships. Big ships that are terrified run to the back. So guess what? We'll have to do what we can and kill the Petro right there, or do something to kill him. And then we take out one radar. That's good. So I always focus on taking out the radars first, okay? That is your goal as a destroyer player, because now you can run around unabated and then actually, you know, have the ability to control the battlefield rather than just getting perma-spotted by radar. Now look at this. Both my battleships right here in Vermont and GK are sitting in the back here. What am I supposed to do with that? I can't really support them or use them to my advantage, so I'm just going to abandon this flank. Smolensk wants to sit here, and I believe this is the negative player here. He thinks that we're trash. He is basically just sitting in the back and, you know, waiting for what? I'm waiting for Spot to spam, HE spam, which I don't blame him. I mean, that it probably is, you know what you're supposed to do in a Smolensk back in the day, but you know what? That's that. He'll probably see him later saying that we're trash, so I'll take a screenshot of that so we can have it for the meme clip here. And we're just going to ban the flank. Sometimes you got to know when to run and regroup and reassess the battlefield. And, you know, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're still in the game. You know, don't just give up and run away, or I'm sorry, give up on it. Look at this. Useless DDs. There it is. I'm going to screenshot that bad boy. All right, we're useless DDs, okay? So let's take a look at that. Now that we have the motivation, I use that as motivation. It's fuel again for the fire to really go out and figure out how to win this game for our team. All right, so let's speed this up. Notice I show you the videos rather than cut them to show you my positioning and mentality of what I'm doing. So I went through the middle here, and I'm assessing. Okay, there's a Worcester radar. I'm inside his radar right now, so you can see the mod rings that I installed. If you don't know how to do that, look at my videos about what my Aslane mods are. This is Tataro, T-A-R-O, and you can load this in, and then the settings buttons are right here if you want to see that to bring up whatever modifications you like. Sorry, I took the screen there showing you I'm shooting at the Hayate, which is another priority. Get the other destroyer player out. You kill the destroyers, you're going to increase your probability of winning. So you can see right here, I'm going in the middle. Ooh, my goodness, the Yamato is right there, full broadside here to me, and I got to get out of here. So I'm going to keep the throttle up, get out of dodge, break the line of sight contact with him. You know, the best thing to do is just run at this point, not while dealing at least some significant damage to him. We're behind an island. Use island cover to get out of, to break the line of sight and avoid incoming fire. So now we're going to push over to Delta here and take on the Hayate, hopefully, or help out our team at least. So what can we do? Again, we don't give up. We always see what can we do to help our teammates here. We're at Delta. We're going to get shot at probably by the Cerberus way out the distance there. Again, we're perma spotted by the radar. So again, that's why you kill the radar, because now they get free spotting. They're shooting at me for free. I got no defense against this. And look, he's also shooting at me. Wooster's shooting at me. So we're going to have to just break the contact, survive as long as we can. There we go. We survive. And that's why having heals and destroyer is very good, because you got to repair the damage and the mistakes you made. All right, full broadside cruiser here. This is exactly what I like to see. Full broadside light cruiser, the Wooster. Let's see if we can kill him before he kills us. So I'm taking a very big gamble here. I got my smoke up. I'm outside his radar range, or he just popped his radar. I'm still within his radar range, as you can see right here. The mod as well tells me right here I'm 8.9 to his 9 kilometers, so I don't have to remember all the stats of which radar does what. I just need the mod, and boom, there it is. See, broadside light cruisers, splash one, we can kill him. That's what the last radar in the game. Now we can run around the map unabated right here. That's exactly kind of mentality and thought process I like to use. We've got the destroyer, we got the cruisers, and that's pretty much how I go down the hierarchy there. So we're going to cap this spot right here and see if we can win. Now this game is still losable here, except we have the Hayate, and do we get him? Come on, baby, get this Hayate out of the game to help us out. Oh, there it is, and we get the consumable. Their extra health right there. We pop it right away, bring us back to life. So there is the priority list you just saw right there, ladies and gents. Kill the radar cruisers. Obviously, kill the destroyers first, then kill radar cruisers, and now I can run around unabated and have control of the map, and I get to dictate how I play out these engagements. And we're going to run around the corner here and see if we can take on the Yamato. Here's Yamato right here. Cerberus is out of range for us, so not too much of a threat. We can take on this Yamato. We basically just need to fire superstructure area. And let's see right here. We'll fire right out. Notice we can't really pin. Now, he's angled. This is a severe angle, but you know what? It doesn't stop us from shooting superstructure, which will do chip damage. And again, death by 1,000 paper cuts is death by 1,000 paper cuts. So we're just going to keep looking at him right there, and let's see if we can take him out. And boom, he goes down. Way to go, Libertad. And look at that. He took a shot at us to little avail. Did not work out for him. Pop smoke, break line of sight so we don't get shot by Cerberus here. Now we're going to go in and cap Charlie here. Again, we are still losing here. We're going to have to make sure that we keep the pressure on and do not give up. So if we can take out this Hindenburg, this will help out our team greatly. So we're going to cap Charlie point here. I'm not going to fire because I don't have the HP, nor do I have the smoke to mitigate the damage. He's firing. He is spotted. So again, what are my thought process here? If I pop smoke, will I be able to keep him spotted? Which is Libertad is behind an island here, which I don't think it'll break the line of sight with him. So if I pop smoke, he'll probably disappear, and I've wasted a smoke. So we're going to sit here and wait and cap real quick while I spot. So we're going to spot. We got Charlie now. Okay, Hindenburg is pushing in. He has a 6-kilometer Hydra, which is designated by this ring on the minimap, so I got to stay outside that ring. And again, knowing the threats is very crucial in order to position. So he's almost dead now. That was a great shot by whoever fired that. Now we're going to fire at a broadside cruiser, which is going to be very good. See, I knew he's going to look at me. He's going to switch his guns. He fires at us, but that's okay. We can absorb 1 damage here from him. Yep, we lose our guns. Save the damage cons for Druids because you need to save that gun because 50% of your firepower gone is really bad. He goes down there. He focused all his time trying to fire at us, and it wasted his positioning, and he just freaked out, and he gets blapped from one side. That's the power of the Druid, being able to draw fire and just distract players like that. And look at that. Useless DDs come back and save the day. We've taken Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta, and we've done our job as a good destroyer. So again, never give up. And I believe this Cerberus is just way out in the distance playing out in the background. But anyways, that was my video just to showing that, you know what? Don't listen to people in the chat. If they say something, take it with a grain of salt. You can either blacklist them, block it, whatever, move on. But really, the best solution is go out, win the game, and be that player that, leads from the front and leads by example. And this game is pretty much over, I believe. I don't think we kill this guy. He goes too far away. Yeah, goes too far away. We almost kill him. Not enough time to win, though. Anyways, that was a great battle, wasn't it? All right, Druid, power of the Druid, and being a good destroyer player, we're not useless, right? We still won the game. We did our job, and look, we made the top 5 of the team right there, and we did our piece. So, Smolensk player, you think we're useless? You know what? Guess what? Guess who came back and won the game? 1 million potential damage. You're classified as annoying, and we did our part. As always, hope you guys enjoy the video. Build a bit into the video, and let me know what you think. And if you enjoy it, stick around. Thank you for sticking by and watching us and your support. We can't thank you enough. Smash those buttons down at the bottom. And until next time, you see me out there, make sure you say hello, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.